This is your boy Hardy back with another video for you. And I bet you guys are looking at me like I'm a little silly, you know, whoa, what's with the sombrero and the fake mustache and you look goofy. Well, hey, I wanted to have a little fun with this next story because this next story actually hits close to home, and this movie review hits a little close to home too. So if you all didn't know, your boy Horror Gamer is of the Mexican descent. So this movie review is about a certain story that your boy Horror Gamer grew up with when he was just a wee little chiquito, you know, growing up with a Mexican mother and scared the shit out of me, okay? So the movie review that we're working with today, like I said, the story behind this movie was something that I grew up with because when I was bad, my mom would tell me, this person, if I'm not good, will come and take me away. And who is this person, you ask? I bet you're thinking, Horror Gamer, who are you talking about? Well, the movie I'm going to be reviewing today is The Curse of La Llorona. So, if you didn't know, which I may have said it in a previous video, but fuck it, I'm going to do it again. La Llorona is a Spanish urban legend of a woman who is very beautiful. You know, she was, everybody wanted to be with her, but a stranger coming to town married her, had 2 kids to her, and as the years went by, she got older and he got unfaithful. He would leave for long periods of time, come back, didn't look at her the same, yada yada yada. Well, so story goes, to get back at this person who hurt her so badly, she drowned her kids in the river. Now, here is where the story kind of changes through who's telling it, what specific branch of Spanish people tell it, like the Puerto Ricans, your Mexicans, you know, Dominicans. This is where it changes. Some say that she, after realizing what she had done, she drowned herself out of sheer just guilt, and she couldn't live without her kids. Or another's telling is she went back every night and cried by the riverbed until the day she died over her kids. So all depending who you believe, that's about what happened after she drowned the kids. Now, the urban legend goes that if you're out at night by the riverbed by yourself and you hear her crying, don't engage her, run the other way, because she'll come after you and she'll pull you into the river and you're dead. Or for the kids, if you don't listen to your elders, La Llorona is going to come and take you away and take you to the river. So, with all that being said, before your boy Horror Gamer gets into any kind of review, just know, as always, your boy Horror Gamer's reviews have spoilers all day, every day. So if you haven't seen the movie, get out, see it, come back, watch the movie, tell me what you think. With all the disclaimers out the way, here you go. So, with all that being said, what can I say about The Curse of La Llorona? This movie was fucking awesome, okay? Like I said, my mom told me this story numerous times when I was a kid because I was bad, and it hit to the heart. So the story starts off, Daphne from the Scooby-Doo movies, she's like a caseworker, and she gets a call that these kids didn't go to school for like 2 or 3 days, and she goes and sees the woman to see where these kids are at, and she goes into the house, and the house is all dark and just gloomified and candles lit, there's no electricity turned on, and she finds up finding the kids in this closet with like all kinds of writing and shit on it. And so she takes the kids away, and come to find out, La Llorona is after these kids. And the mom was trying to protect them by locking them, hiding them from her, basically. And so they take the kids away and put them in like this group home thing. And the mom goes to jail because they think the mom is abusing these kids. And, you know, about 10 minutes later, they're in this group home sleeping. And they wake up because they hear La Llorona crying. And so they get up to look. And the one boy, I guess he's sleepwalking. And then they're walking down the hallway. And you can see La Llorona in the security camera getting closer and closer and closer. And then it cuts to a scene where she gets a phone call in the middle of the night, the caseworker, and says they found the body of the two boys by the river. So La Llorona took them from their safe group home, took them to the river and drowned them. Well, she goes to see the bodies because she's a caseworker. She's in it with the cops. And they see the two bodies there, and on their arms you can see the handprints. I guess La Llorona marks them because she grabs them and it burns into their skin. Well, she takes her kids with her because it's the middle of the night. Her husband was a police officer. He ended up getting killed in the line of duty. So she takes her kids with her, and she tells the boy, you know, stay back. But the boy, he's the older of the two. He really wants to be a cop, so he's like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Nosy as fuck. And so he gets out of the car and he walks over. Well, he's sitting there watching through the gate, and he hears this woman weeping behind him, and he looks around, and there's a woman in a wedding dress or a nice dress, hunched over, you know, with her hands on her face, crying. And he walks over and asks her if she's okay. And then she stops crying. She looks up at him. It's fucking La Llorona, and she grabs his arm and marks him. So now La Llorona is after him. And so he runs back to the car. He's in the car, and he wakes up his sister because she locked the door. And he jumps in, locks the door. Now all this weird fucking shit's happening because La Llorona is after him. Windows are going down by themselves. He's rolling them back up, you know. So this whole story is now La Llorona is after this boy. And Daphne, I forget her real name, but I'll just call her not Daphne, Thelma. So I'll just call her Thelma for this because I forget her real name. But she goes to the woman because the woman blames her for her two boys' death, and she's sitting there talking to her, and she was like, I wasn't praying to God to take care of my boys. I was praying to La Llorona to come after your children. And that's what La Llorona did. So La Llorona's after her kids now. And this whole movie, this woman's trying to battle a ghost from taking her children. And it is so well done. And the Mexican culture that's in it is like, it's so nostalgic for me. Because like I said, I am of Mexican descent. I know the story. I know the legend behind it. And I will be doing an urban legend read on it. So that way you know for like 100% from A to B what happened. So later in the movie, they're in the house alone at night. The girl's taking a bath. And her mom have this thing where her mom washes the hair. Thelma washes her daughter's hair. And she says rinsing, and then the daughter goes down, and, you know, a nice little thing that mother and daughter have together. Well, she's upstairs by herself, has shampoo in her hair, soap in her eyes, and then these hands come and start washing the daughter. And she's like rinsing, and then she goes down, and it's La Llorona's hands, and she's holding her under the water, and she's trying to drown her. She comes up, and La Llorona is just haunting these people, tormenting these people throughout this whole movie. And I'm not going to give everything away. You know I do discuss spoilers all day, every day, but this is one that it hits so close to me that I believe y'all should really enjoy too. If you like urban legends, if you like movies with ghosts in them, this is one for you. I love this movie. This was way better than Pet Sematary. I just loved it. Now, I will say that in the movie, there's this priest who, he's like a a hard ass, but he's also the comic relief at the same time. So it's pretty fun. One scene, La Llorona comes in and grabs the boy and starts taking it, and the priest like kind of hides and then comes back, and then the mom looks at him and he was like, "You used my son as bait?" He was like, "I used you all as bait." Like he didn't have any like any problem with telling you how it was. Like at the end of the movie, the part that made me laugh the most was when the daughter, after they defeated La Llorona, I'm not going to tell you how they defeat her, but they do defeat her. And at the end, of La Llorona, the little girl looks up at the priest, and she says, "That was scary. Were you scared at all?" He was like, "Yes." And then he was like, "Not really." So like he was hard-assed throughout the whole movie, but he also had that funny side to him. And they got a good actor to play him, because actually the guy who played the priest in La Llorona that helps him out, I don't know if you've ever seen the show Breaking Bad, but he played Tuco in Breaking Bad, like the real mean Mexican guy, really doped up on speed, who's always like, and he's beating people with money. So they got a good guy to play him, He was serious, but he was also funny. So, with all that being said, I'm not going to give away anymore. Go out there, watch The Curse of La Llorona. Tell me what you think. Amazing movie. I have to give The Curse of La Llorona 9 out of 10. It wasn't a perfect movie, but it was a good movie, and it really hit the heartstrings. It really was a nostalgia trip for me. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I love, Mexico has some really creepy urban legends. This is one of them. Another one I'd like to see them do sometime in the future is the Kukui. So, with all that being said, horror, I love you guys. That's been my review of The Curse of La Llorona. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked the little silliness I did with the hat and stuff. It was a nostalgia trip all day, every day. But, with all that being said, horror, I love you guys. Until next time, next movie review for you. I'm going to try to do possibly the new Hellboy remake. Got a few things to say about that, and you're going to be shocked at what I think about it. So, until next time, horror, as always, this has been your boy Horror Gamer saying, as always, don't fear the darkness, embrace it, and ole!